Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If this is your first time, I am Michelle, and today I just wanted to talk to you about becoming a signing agent, a loan signing agent, a notary signing agent, whatever you want to call it. Are you ready? You've watched all the videos, become a signing agent, make 10,000, make 5,000. Oh, I made this, I made that, and now you're ready to do it. All right. So I'm going to help you guys out with that because I get a lot of inquiries on my website and my email saying, "Hey, Michelle, how do I become a signing agent?" Right? So what do I need to do? So I'm going to give you some step-by-step instructions on how to become a signing agent, right? So you ready? Got your notepad? Got your notepad? I got my notes. You get your notepad and let's get started. All right, so before you become a signing agent, you must become a notary public in the state in which you will be working. Again, you must be a commissioned notary public in the state in which you will be working, right? So how do you become a notary public? You would visit your Secretary of State's office. So for me, I'm in Tennessee. I go to Tennessee's Secretary of State. And the first thing I do is I want to look up the qualifications. What does it take to be a notary public in Tennessee? All right. So I'm going to read you just a list of things, right? Must be 18 years of age, must be a resident or a non-resident with a principal place of business, U.S. citizen or legal permanent resident alien. You must read or write English. You must have no unpaid judgments to the U.S., state, or county, and not a defaulter in Tennessee for the Treasury. You cannot be a member of the U.S. military or hold office for other states or federal governments. You must apply, right? You must pay a fee, must be selected by the county legislative body. All right. So, those are your requirements, right? And then, of course, once you are accepted and you are approved to, once you're selected, that you can get your commission, you secure a bond if it's required, a surety bond if it's required in your state. Not all states require it. Here in Tennessee, you are required to have a $10,000 surety bond. Surety bond covers the public, not you. So if you happen to go on and you sign up and you get this $10,000 bond, do not think it's $10,000 of errors and omission insurance or any kind of insurance that's going to cover you. It does not. It covers the public in the event that you do something unlawful or something like that. So it protects the public, right? Once you get your surety bond, you get sworn in. Once you get sworn in, then they will send you your notary commission in the mail, okay? First step, become a notary. You got to double check, make sure you qualify. You got to apply. You got to get your bond. You got to pay. You got to get sworn in, and then you got to get your notary commission, which is your certificate, right? Excuse me. All right. So once you receive your commission, or once you know that you're approved in Tennessee, I guess you really don't have to wait to actually receive your, well, actually you do, because you need to know your expiration date. So once you get your commission, and you know when your expiration date is, go ahead and order your notary stamp, right? You have to order a state-specific stamp. So if you need to go to the Secretary of State to see how your Secretary of State in whatever state you live in to see how that stamp is made. In Tennessee, we have a round one. Make sure you put your commission date. Well, I put my commission date on my stamp so that I don't have to write it every time I stamp. There are times you're going to have to write it anyway, but I'd rather have my notary stamp on my date on my notary stamp than not. That's just my personal preference. If you prefer to write it, you go right ahead. But I always suggest I tell my mentees to make sure you get your date on there. It's just going to save you some time. Okay. So get your stamp, get your notary journal. Okay. The notary journal that comes with that the basic notary journal is not something that you want. I recommend the integrity journal, because if you're doing, general notary, if you're doing general notary work, you can still use this. However, if you are doing notarizations, you can just, check off what you're actually doing. You can write in if there's not something here for you. You can write in notes and stuff like that. This is like this 2 pages is just for one signing. But instead of if you're notarizing if you're doing a refinance, right, you're going to have between 8 to 13 stamps, right, for each refinance. So instead of you having to write, 13 lines, oh, okay, I did a compliance agreement, I did a signature name affidavit, I did this, you can just X the box here. It's just going to save you some time. This is the Integrity Notary Journal. I'll leave my Amazon affiliate link in the description. Is $14.99. It's not expensive. It will save you a lot of time because we don't have time to write all that stuff, right? So anyway, order your stamp. You can go to the NNA to get your stamp. You can go to Staples to get your stamp. There's a bunch of different websites that you can go to. You can order your stamp, on Amazon. But again, do not order that stamp until you have your commission, your expiration date of your commission. Some people or some states actually have the notaries have numbers. So you may need to wait until you get that, because that number may need to go on your stamp. Okay. So don't jump the gun and just buy it. Wait till you receive your commission, and then you'll have everything that you need to get your stamp. Okay. All right. Now, once you do that, I would suggest that you sign up for the National Notary Association. Sign up on their website, because you will have to take the exam. The National Notary Association, there's an exam to become a certified signing agent. So it's a notary signing agent. So again, you have to be certified, and that's done through the National Notary Association. Now, one thing I do say is I would definitely sign up for either the basic or the complete package. That's the middle or the most expensive one. I like the complete, which is the most expensive one, because you get the loan document source book that's going to have a bunch of different documents in it. So if you don't plan on doing a lot of additional training, that book is going to give you, insight to what some of those documents may look like. And then you can read them, study them, look at them. You can see where you need to sign, where the signer may need to sign. They have little notes in there that's helpful. So that's why I would suggest that you get the complete package. Then you get, the study guide used to be an actual book, but now it's just a downloadable study guide. But in this study guide, it's a lot of great tips that will help you actually pass your notary exam. Okay. So that again is something that is the study guide is now downloadable. So you can save it to your computer as a PDF, or you can print it out, whatever works for you. If you don't have a printer yet, I would just save it as a PDF. And when you get your printer, then you print it out. Okay. All right. So when you're signing up through the National Notary Association website, do not purchase their errors and omission insurance. And I say that only because it will not cover you for your real estate transactions. Now, if you want to go with the basic plan, I think the lowest one is $25,000. If you want to get that, excuse me, it may be like $108. I think that's what it was when I got it. But it will only cover your general notary work. So if you just want to get something to have something, if you're going to just do general notary work, then I would suggest that you go ahead and get that. But if you're really focused on becoming a signing agent, you definitely want to, go to Byberg or Hiscox, Hiscox, or find another insurance company or something that will offer errors and omission insurance for real estate transactions, and that will also cover you for your personal liability. So you definitely want to make sure. For an example, $100,000 insurance, errors and omission insurance may cost you like maybe $30 a month. You can pay monthly. You don't have to pay for the whole premium all at once. That's a rough estimate of what $100,000. It's different for everybody. For different states, it may be based on your age. I don't know, but as an example, that's what I pay for my $100,000 policy. So please, 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 when you're signing up, it's not a requirement that you get their errors and omission insurance. So please don't get it unless you just want to have just the basic general notary work covered. Okay, so that's optional. When you sign up for your the NNA, I would suggest you take that Notary Essentials course. It is very helpful, especially if you are a new notary. It is most helpful. Take it again, go through it, study it. Excuse me. excuse me, study it. It is very helpful. I definitely recommend that. I don't care whose training you want to do. You definitely want to take the Notary Essentials, and you're going to have to take the exam with the National Notary Association. So think about that. You want to also become familiar with the notary terms. So if you join the National Notary Association, which is like an extra $50, $60 a year, you'll have access to the resource center, the knowledge center. So you'll have access to the notary terms. There will be documents, forms that you can download, like your acknowledgments, your jurats, your witness statements. There's several based on your state. There's, they have state specific forms that you can print off. There's just a wealth of knowledge. If you ever need help on a sign-in or anything like that, then you can actually call the helpline for the National Notary Association, and they'll answer, pretty much any question that you have to the best of their ability. And of course, if you're at a signing and you can't get hold to your title officer or something like that, and you have to, it's like dire, definitely call them. Do not hesitate. That is what they're there for. That's what you paid your money for. So definitely take advantage of that. Become familiar with your state laws. Your Secretary of State website is going to have update your laws. It's going to have any updates or amendments to those laws. Always on the Secretary of State's website. Now, there is a primer that you can buy, which actually has your state laws in it, but it's a book. And it's great to have a book, but when there's amendments or updates done to it, you don't get those, right? So what do? You don't have them. So it's just always good to stay abreast of your notary laws for your specific state. So again, just try to go on to that website, your Secretary of State's website, and stay abreast of the notary laws, okay? If you need to print them out, when you get your printer, go ahead and print those out. Again, if you get the document source book, review those documents in there, download those jurats and those acknowledgments, and there's an instruction sheet. So it teaches you how to fill out the jurat, how to fill out the acknowledgement. I love the fact that they have the instructions. So the first page is the document. The second page tells you how to print that out. So practice and learn how to complete those forms, okay? You'll need to take that signing agent exam. Now, you can take the exam. You have your study guide. There is a signing agent code of conduct that you can download, and that'll help you pass your exam. Now, if you decide that, hey, before I take my exam, I want to do training with somebody, find, the person that you want to do your training with. There's a lot of people out there that offer training or signing agent training. So just find somebody that you gel with, or that, you watch some videos and you like what they have to offer. Sign up for the training. Find a mentor. Maybe there's a mentor in your area. Maybe there's another signing agent that personally who can actually mentor you. So whatever you decide to do, if you decide to do that training first before you take your, exam, that's great. because I really believe that you should invest in your training, because you're going to get out of it what you put into it. And I know you heard that. So what you put in is what you get out. A lot of people want to make this money and they don't want to invest in education. They want everybody to just give them. So, and you know, there are a lot of videos, and you can go to YouTube University and you can watch hundreds of videos. You know, and I would suggest that you do that. Watch different people's videos. Watch the mock signing videos. Those are going to be most helpful to you, because, you know, the one thing you're going to need to know is what these documents are and how to actually present these documents to these signers. You can't just hand them a document and say, okay, your name is there, sign here. You need to know what it is that they're signing. Even if it's just a closing disclosure, right? We know that that's the numbers. Okay, there's a number on here. Okay, it looks like their loan amount. So your loan amount is $500,000. Your interest rate is 2.75. This is going to be your payment. This is how much you owe, or this is how much you're going to get back. Sign here, date with the 4-digit year. You know, so you have to be able to present those documents. And I know it's intimidating in the beginning. So even if you just do a mock signing training where you're presented with some documents and you're taught what these documents are and how to actually present them, that could help you and go a long way. So just consider that, you know, some type of training, the videos, you know, whatever you decide. But at the end of the day, whether you do it before or after, you have to take that exam to work with signing services. Now, if you know somebody at a title company and you can just go directly work with them, they might not even require that you take the signing agent exam. I don't recommend it that you do it that way. I recommend that you take that exam, that you do the training, but you do what works for you. Okay. So, all right. So again, while you're waiting, for your background check, because, you know, once you go through the NNA, you pay your money, there's going to be, you take your exam, there's a background check. So once that background's come, you know, while you're waiting for the background check to come back, again, just get familiar with the notary terms, you know, learn how to do general notary work, learn what an acknowledgement is, you know, and the jurat. Study and figure out how to fill out those forms. Look at the document source book, learn about those documents, watch mock signings, you know, again, and what else do I have on here? So again, and then decide, you know, are you working a full-time job? You know, a lot of people, you can't just quit their full-time job to do this, right? So let's start off part-time like I did, right? So still work your Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 job, and just do your, the loan signings on the weekends, right? You can definitely start out doing general notary work because you can make money in that. So do your general notary work. And then start out small, you know, taking a couple signings a week until you really get familiar, until you know how to actually plan your signings where you're not rushing, you're not messing up because you're rushing, you know, again, start small. So what else do I have in here? And then, you know, once you decide that this is something that you're going to want to do, then you can look at, do I want this to be a full-time thing? Do I just want it to be my business, right? And then you can decide, you know, then we can go further, right? Is this going to be a business, or am I just going to work under my name? I definitely suggest you get an EIN number though, because when you start signing up for these signing services, you don't want your social security number all over everywhere. So decide if you want to have a business. Search, make sure that name is available. Search if the domain is available. Search if the email addresses are, you know, available. There's a lot of things that you know, I want you to do before you just jump into it. So just a few more things, because I don't want this video to be too long. I'll make a part 2. So again, if you decide that you do want to go with a business, talk to somebody about whether you want that business to be a LLC or if you want it to be a sole proprietorship. I can't make that decision for you. I have an LLC. I just chose to do that because I didn't want to have the personal liability placed on on me. I'd rather have it be, you know, on the business. So that's why I decided to do that. And if you do want to do a business, think about if you want to have a registered agent, right? You don't want your information all over the internet, right? So maybe you'll go to registered agent, somebody like Ink File, I think, or Zen Business or something like that. They are registered agents. They can get everything set up for you, but don't pay anybody to set up your EIN. You can go to the irs.gov, and create your own EIN. You can do one a day from, I think, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. At night. You can set that up. Do not pay anybody to set up your EIN, okay? Think about getting you a virtual address, not a P.O. box, because if you set up your Google business page, Google will not, they will close your account for a P.O. box. So make sure it's just a virtual address. And then while you're doing all that, before you even really set up anything, you want to work on your profile. You're a new sign-in agent. So you want to say stuff like, hey, you know, I am an NNA certified notary sign-in agent. I will triple check your documents. I will make sure to scan back your documents the same day. I will deliver your packages to FedEx or UPS. I will hand them to the employee and not use a Dropbox or a third-party vendor to ship your documents. Like, you want to say stuff like that, since you can't say, oh, I've been a sign-in agent for 20 years, right? So you just want to give them, you know, some information like that. Go to Notary Resume and just look at some of these other resumes profiles, some of these other notaries profiles. And so you can kind of make your own, right? You know, take bits and pieces and, you know, kind of make it your own, right? But you still want to be you. You don't want to be dishonest, you know, so be as creative as you can. So those are my little steps here. We're at 20 minutes, so I'm going to let you guys go. So those are some of my first steps that I would suggest if you want to become a sign-in agent. And it's a lot, you know, so go back, listen to the video. I'll put some links in the description for the journal, $14.99 Amazon. You can get it in a couple days when you're ready, you know, to get that. And I'll list some steps in the notes as well. But thank you for watching. Have a great day. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye. Don't forget to like. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Excuse me. Bye.